Good afternoon. So I'm planting our fruit trees. We just got our second shipment of the year from Stark Brothers, and I thought I would quickly show you how we're going to plant our pawpaw tree. As you can see, we have some elderberries going down the line. We're going to continue that all the way around our property. And then in front of that, closer to the road, we're going to plant all of our fruit trees. So I have a sunflower pawpaw that we're going to plant, and I'll explain once I get over there how we're going to do it. So I've already began to dig the hole. So I dug a square or rectangle hole as opposed to a circle hole, and that's just to help the roots not get root bound in your ground. We have clay about 6 inches down, so square or rectangle is better. Once the roots hit the corners of the square or rectangle, they kind of go into the dirt as opposed to circling around. It actually does work really well for our area. We planted our peach tree in a circle deep hole, and it took about 2 years for it to just, I'd say, catch up to like what it would normally be in a year. And so the square hole allows their roots to establish better quicker. So I went around and marked my hole. I went down a few inches to get the grass layer off, and I peeled that back, and then I dug down and got my soil layer by layer, and I put that on paper bags. And then here is our pawpaw tree. We got them last Thursday. Pawpaw, it's an easy start, 4x10 plant. Over here I'll show you, we have this is our sunflower pawpaw from Stark Brothers. So yeah, this is what we're planting today. We have the other pawpaw I will show you in a couple minutes that we planted a couple months ago, and that one's doing really well. So this guy is actually doing really well. A couple days ago I went around, because we already got a couple planted, and I nipped off about 1 inch down to this top little bud right here. And my understanding is that any trimming or pruning makes the roots want to grow. So I just nipped a little bit off, and when I'm planting, I'm going to describe. You can see right here, this is the rootstock, and this is where the sunflower pawpaw was grafted onto the rootstock. When you're planting a tree, you want to make sure that you know your wind direction, because our winds come up this way, up the hill. We're going to plant this to where the graft is facing, like with the rounded part facing the wind direction. If you plant it the other way, where it's like sloping away from the wind direction, there's a higher chance that if you get a really big strong windstorm, that the wind could snap it push against this graft and snap it off. So you want to plant it this way, this side, towards the wind. It gives you more strength that way. And you don't ever want to bury this in the ground, because if you mulch or put your soil all the way up to the rootstock, you could make the rootstock grow and not your fruit tree that's grafted onto your rootstock. So I'm going to get this planted, and then I'll show you how I cover it back up. So again, I'm going to plant it strong separates our fruit orchard from our apple and pear orchard. And then on the other side of the driveway, I'll show you when we get our apple trees in a couple weeks. We will have all of our apple trees staggered this time going down our property, and it will end in our 2 pear trees, which we need 2 for pollination. And then next year we will finish out that pattern of staggering all the way down the edge of our property with nut trees. So we're really excited to get all of these roots in the ground. And we're one step closer to having our own orchard. So you kind of want to put the soil back in how you got it out. So if you went into the clay, you want to put the clay in first, and then your topsoil. You don't want to do it the other way. So trying to get the rocks out. Breaking up the chunks to go. Make sure you're pinning it straight up. And again, my grass is right here, so we're well above where we won't be getting mulch. And then, nasty rug out of here. Then I take my top layer that I dug off with the grass, and I turn it upside down. Put it on top of the carpet. Okay, so then get established so you don't kill your roots. Each tree, I'm we plant our trees. We'll plant every single one like that. If you don't have comfrey, get some, come back later, plant it, remulch. I will show you later on what we do to repel deer or any pests, or rodents, deer from our orchard. And because some of our trees have it right now and some don't. Our first shipment of trees, a lot of them didn't really do well, so we got refunded for a lot of those, and so we're trying to catch up. This was our fall order anyways, so yeah, I'll show you how that happens. And my tip is, if you want fruit, do it now, because we've been at this property for 3 years, and if we had planted it the first year, we would have probably had fruit by now. And fruit, organic fruit, is one of our most expensive purchases. And so what we're trying to do here is replace what we're buying at the grocery store with what we can grow here, even better and cheaper. So if a lot of our purchases are fruit, why not grow our own fruit, and we can grow it better than what you can get at the grocery store. If our second big expense or our first big expense is meat and eggs, raise it yourself. You can do those things in such small areas. Raise your animals better. No antibiotics, no hormones, non-GMO, soy-free. However you want to do it, you can do it at home for cheaper. Maybe. If you're doing all organic, it may not be cheaper, but is the quality going to be better for you? Will you have more nutritious food? Yes. 100% yes. And all of that matters to me, so that's why we're working so hard to get all these fruit trees in. Now the fruit trees we purchased, they're not organic because we couldn't afford that. The organic fruit trees or bushes, a lot of them are $30 to $50 a piece. We can't afford that. So even if it's not organic when it comes to your house, how you raise it from then on out is what matters the most. So we will treat all of our trees organically, or even better than organic. And we'll have another video to show you how we do that and how we repel different rodents and deer and raccoons and whatever could eat your trees and damage them. So we'll show you how to do that and how we will treat our trees next spring, because most of ours are just twigs right now, or they're in their first year. We do have one peach tree that will be its 3rd year, I believe. So we will have to actually prune that this winter. So thank you guys for watching. I hope this helps you get your fruit trees planted. It doesn't have to be some special science. Just get it in the ground, give it water, give it tender loving care, a thick layer of mulch, a weed barrier, and take good care of it, and it will definitely serve you well in the future. Thanks.